Hey, Espresso lovers, Mark and Todd here from Whole Latte Love. Todd, we're going to take a look at some flow control, right?
Yes, we are.
So you got the Dalla Corte Mina over by you. Then we have a ProfTech Pro 500 and an ECM Synchronica outfitted with a flow control device. So we'll take a look at some of the capabilities that you get with flow control. But first, why don't we just talk, about, we'll get to the Mina in a second, which is, this is fully programmable flow control, very repeatable, really incredible stuff. But we have it in a little simpler version over on these two machines, and we'll show you what you can do with that. So take us through exactly what's here.
Okay, well, the machines themselves, this is the Pro 500 PID.
That's a heat exchange machine.
Heat exchanger, ECM Synchronica.
Dual boiler.
Yep, and to control the temperature on this one, you get it down in here. There's your digital display for the temperature.
The nice thing about the heat exchangers with the PID, and what we find on most of them, the Rockets too, is that you don't have to do that cooling flush usually. They're engineered so that you get the temperature you want at the group without doing that.
Now, your steam valves, these are all what they call sprung valves, so they're commercial quality. And this is the flow control device that we have that we're here to talk about today. And we'll give you a quick demo. So right now it's closed. So the pump is on. Our pressure on the gauge here is 0. Pump pressure down here is up around 9. Then what we can do is start to turn this slowly.
And we won't see that gauge up here change because
there's no back
coffee.
pressure. So if you want to get a nice slow pre-infusion, you can. And then you can just crank it right up to full flow. And then back down again. Gives you ultimate control of your shot.
Yeah, so some of the things that you might do with flow control, let's get that out of the way, right? So you can do, you could do a drip coffee, and we'll show you that. I'm going to show you that in a minute. So you can make a drip coffee with it. You can, if you have a really, really fresh coffee, you might start with a very, very low flow to allow the coffee to off gas so that the water can actually soak the coffee, and then bring that flow up to do the extraction, and then tail it off at the end so you avoid the over extraction. If you have an older coffee or maybe a darker roast, sometimes, this is going to depend on the coffee, but sometimes those want a lot of flow really hard right off the top, and then you want to tail it off at the end to avoid taking out stale flavors, that kind of thing. So I'll let you do your thing, Todd.
So I'll kind of give you a demo here.
Yeah.
With this, how this works. So actually, let's do it on this machine here.
Okay.
Because you got a timer right up front.
Sure.
So I'm going to turn this off right now so there's no flow.
No flow.
Let's use a clear glass.
Here you go.
Here,
use this one.
I like this one here.
Okay.
Thanks, sorry. Okay, zero that out. Okay, start my pump. Now you notice no flow, 4 or 5 seconds, nothing. So we'll turn this a quarter turn. Start again. A little bit of flow, and see how many grams we have there in 10 seconds.
So this is kind of calibrating your flow, knowing how much what your flow is.
So that's about 2 grams per second there.
At this position.
At that position. Okay, try it again. Go this position here.
Now you're about a half turn on that.
Okay, see your timer there in 10 seconds. About 3.5 grams per second.
Right.
So I'll give you an idea how that works. So if you want to brew a coffee, a nice slow pre-infusion.
An actual cup?
Let's get a couple cups up there. I want to start, let's say, at, what were you, 2.5 grams over here?
Yeah. So this would be a nice, really slow pre-infusion.
And we're going to let that go just for the fun of it. We'll let it go for 10 seconds.
And eventually we'll start to see the pressure raise on the gauge.
You look up there, pressure starting to go as the coffee starts to swell. Then we'll raise it up. We'll go there. Then we'll go to full. Right there is about full flow, just as if it didn't have this flow control on it.
So you can't operate this. You could just leave that there and it just operates as a machine normally would. You don't have to go there.
Obviously, this may not be the shot you want to do. This is for demonstration purposes only.
And actually, your grind is dialed in for the Mina over there.
For the Mina, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you want that, and you go back down to low flow. You go down to there, start tail off, and then bring it down to nothing. Now, the beautiful thing about this, when we'll get down, we'll show you with the Mina is you do it by time. So if you're trying to program your shots, or not program, but make consistent shots, you'll start at, let's say, 2 grams per second. Look at your time. When you get where you want, go up a little more and up, then you can go back down again.
Mm-hmm. Now, should I demo doing the drip here?
Yes, please do.
Okay, so if you knock that out for me, I've got this grinder set up to more of a drip grind. It's Brazza Sette 270 WI, a weight-based grinder. Thank you, sir. We'll get that under there, get it turned on. This grinder, the WI, we've used it in a couple other segments here, but it automatically tears. I'm asking for 17 grams. And it just stops automatically when you get the amount of coffee you want. I really just change the grind a lot. So this is a learning grinder, so every time I grind on this, it's going to get more accurate because it actually compares what I asked for and what it gave. So that's kind of a drip grind there, actually maybe a hair course on that. But I'm not even going to tamp it, I'm just going to give it a little press.
It might be a bit much, actually.
It might be a bit much.
Might not even go in right. There you go.
No problem. So, and I've got Mike up here. And I'm going to go down to just a really low flow.
So that's a 2 gram per second right there.
2 grams per second. And so we'll just let that brew. So this is how you get a drip coffee out of an espresso machine.
Yeah. What's nice being it's the Pro 700 PID, you can change the temperature also.
Yeah, so if we were working with a, really light bean, we might go a little hotter. Really dark bean, we might go a little colder. And this, depending on the coffee you were using, doing a drip style coffee, or some people call them coffee shots. You might find that a certain flow or a little, a change in grind size might help. Yeah. I'm going to bring that up just a little bit, that flow. Yeah, but you can see next to no pressure happening here on this.
That's because the coffee is coarsely ground, not creating back pressure.
No back pressure there. And you can just keep on going with this. So if you're, happen to be in a house where you really like espresso and that kind of thing, you have somebody who likes the drip coffee, you can make a drip coffee using flow control on an espresso machine like this. Okay? So I'll let that go, and I'm going to enjoy my cup of coffee while you continue over there, Todd.
Sounds good. So as you see how that works, you can do the same thing with the Pro 500. It doesn't have a shot timer, but you can still do the same thing. The Pro 600 is a dual boiler machine. Also, we have it with flow control, and that does have the shot timer. It's a vibration pump, dual boiler, super high pressure, like real quick. On these machines, you can get up 270 degrees of steam pressure. This shows 271 there, which is about 2 bar pressure, as you can see up in the gauge here, which is highest in the industry for this type of machine.
So if you like the milk drinks, more pressure generally when you're steaming is always better.
Sure. So those 2 machines. Then we got the Dalla Corte Mina over here, which is kind of my favorite machine here. Okay, quick rundown. This is a flow control machine that works off an app. Like, for example, in manual setting, I have it where we can get 2 grams per second, then 4, 6, 8, and then 10. And when I set to this position here, I can control it manually. Well, let me take this out of here so you can see. That light goes on, I'm at 2 grams per second. Go down a little farther, I get up to 4. See the light? 6, 8, and 10. Okay, so that's if you want to do it manually. If you want to do it automatically, I have this 2-cup button to go automatic. I push it here, and it'll run through this program. Go slow, 2 grams for 5 seconds, then it'll jump up to 8. And then after 6, 10, 12 and a half seconds, it goes back down to 4 grams per second.
So you've got 5 steps in there that you can program.
Mm-hmm. 5 steps. And you can do it manually in this position or automatic in these 2 positions. It'll do the amount of coffee that you have programmed in. So maybe I should stop talking and brew a coffee.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I thought you might like that.
Using the Shadow E37S with a quick set gear there. Mm-hmm. Really nice grinder.
Yep, very consistent.
And what weight are you dosing? For those who want to know?
About 16.5 for this machine. Okay. And let's see. I'm going to use this program here. Gives me 5 seconds pre-infusion. Notice the pressure's not going up yet. Nice slow. Now it goes up as though water starts to fill the coffee because we're in 8 grams per second mode.
Now, if you have any questions during this, we will take questions.
And it shuts off automatically. And I believe, well, I'm not going to predict. I think I set this one for about 32 grams.
32 grams? Okay.
I believe so. Well, maybe not.
Amanda, we have Amanda who's taking questions, and do we have a question, Amanda?
Hi, yes we do, from Mad Cyclist. He's wondering if there's any harm to the rotary pump or the vibe pump on the long-term use, just because he said the brew time can be dramatically longer with flow control.
No, there really shouldn't be any change at all, because it's only going to go up to the pressure that is set in the machine, right? I mean, the max pressure. It's just so you could. And it'd be just like if you had a blind filter in there. I mean, you can run it all day long, really.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've never tried it, but
yeah.
for the little bit you're going to be using to slow down the flow, it's not going to hurt it.
Yeah, that shouldn't make a difference. No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Someday
of course,
for the-
rotary pumps are going to be more robust than a vibration pump, just by design. But I don't think that would be a thing.
No.
No.
Now, maybe someday I'll give it a try. I'll
Just let it run overnight.
run, see what happens. But has not been an issue.
Okay. So the Mina again. So that's, like if, the flow control on this, you're looking at being able, well, kind of what you could do anything that we talked about here. So you could do those super long pre-infusions, like a Slayer shot.
Yeah.
You could do like anything you could do on a La Marzocco GS3.
Well,
but you could repeat it.
You could
here.
do, yeah, then and it does more.
And it does a lot more.
It's definitely it's the next step up for both those machines.
Yeah, I mean, like when we're using the GS3, you're chasing those pressures.
Yeah, I
around.
had the pressure gauge on top of going up, things up and down. You're chasing it around. When this,
Yeah.
you're just consistent every time. This is Dalla Corte. Paolo Dalla Corte's been in this forever. He's the inventor of the multi-boiler machine, and he was with La Spazia a long time ago, and he left that and he started his own company. Incredible guy.
Yeah.
Incredible guy.
In fact, we met him a couple months ago down at we were at George Howell Coffee in Boston, and George, we had a barista there, Danilo Lodi, right?
Yeah.
Who was pulling George's Kenyan coffee as espresso, which is not incredibly, it's not all that easy to get a really good shot, and George was incredibly impressed with the Mina.
Yeah. For those who don't know George Howell, he's kind of like the coffee god of the country. He's been doing this forever.
He started specialty coffee like way back in.
I don't know,
like 20, 30, 40 years ago almost. I don't want to age it, George.
Yeah, so he works with the farmers. He's done a lot of great things. But the fact of the matter, he knows coffee. And when Danilo Lodi was able to dial this in to brew that Kenyan, the smile on George's face was amazing. So, yeah, he wholly recommends this machine.
So, okay, so that's the Mina. Let's talk a little bit about these. Again, the flow control right now, it's on the 500, the 600,
the 700.
700. The Synchronica, which we have right here. So a little bit again about these machines. The 500 is a heat exchange machine with the PID.
Yep.
So you don't need to do the cooling flushes on this. And again, that's true with some of the rocket heat exchange machines that have PID.
Yeah, the Mazzafiato and the Giotto.
Giotto, yeah.
Giotto,
They've been very accurate. No need to do the flushing. Then the dual boiler Synchronica over here. Just love this machine. And just so if you don't know, the Pro 700 is almost identical internally to the Synchronica. Synchronica just has is dressed up a little bit more. It's got the extra touches. So if you're really about the aesthetic, really consider the Synchronica. And I think, Amanda, do we have another question?
Yes, we do, from Ben Dow. They're asking, with heat exchanger machines, is this going to change the temperature delivered to the group head based on more time in the exchanger?
Very good question. And so I did take a look at this in a video a couple weeks ago where we had, I showed you how an E61 group is conducted, and putting the flow control in here has no effect on the thermodynamics that happen in here that heat up your group. So it has no effect at all. I mean, I suppose if you were doing a super long, I haven't checked it out like if I was doing that 60-second pull if it might heat things up a little bit more, but I don't really think it's going to have much of an effect at all.
Yeah, I haven't done a lot of testing on that. I don't think it would be very much, if any, but I have not tested that yet.
Yeah, and certainly, if you found you were doing something weird, then on a PID machine, you can bring your temperature down or up, or put it wherever you need to get the best results.
Yeah.
So.
And that's one thing nice about the Mina. It's going to be perfect the whole time. The boiler is right above the brew group here, and so you can program. Actually, can I mind if I get back into the Mina a little bit more? Okay.
We love the Mina. Yeah.
So we've done a couple videos on it now, and we're going to do more. But real quick, how this works: you got single shot operated by this button, double shot operated by this button. That's for your hot water dispenser, which is over here.
And you can program the amount there?
Yep, this is for hot water, or there's actually, can be used if you have a milk control system. There's a separate steam wand we put on here. There's a temperature sensor that shuts off automatically, and you actually can do latte art quality froth on that.
That's nice.
Yep, and this is for your lever, when you're in lever position, and that's if you want to drain the boiler. They've got a nice feature. You put here, you push and hold this, it'll run all the water out of the steam boiler, and then it'll refill. So they recommend to change the water regularly. That way you don't have any extra mineral buildup. But of course, you should be using a water filter. And these are just lights, for your boilers. Let them know when they're ready. Bluetooth capability, a little warning light that goes on when it's filling the boiler. Your steam pressure gauge on here. Here's your pump pressure, and here's your pressure, your brewing. But the key thing here, I just want to get into this app just for a second, show you a little bit more about it. In setup, you can go there. There's all sorts of things you can do. You can go here and set your brew temperature, your steam temperature. If you milk control system, which is the automatic shut off steam wand, you program that in here. And here's where you set the lever. That's the yoke up here. I have this set to be in control of the 1 cup button. If you want to, you can go to the 2 cup button, depending on what you want to do. And then I have a whole bunch of different profiles here that I've been testing out. And if you have one that you like, you can just go there, hit upload. It'll change it to the temperature you set it at, and for the dose, so it'll give you exactly what you want, what you programmed before.
So 2 profiles in the machine at any given time, but you could have as many as you want.
As many as you want.
In the app, and then just upload them really quick.
And then you can name them, which I thought was kind of fun. Like a Gaj Arabica low flow, 17 in, 35 out, 88 degrees, 32 seconds, 5 grams per second steady. So I can load that up, and I'll get the same coffee next time.
And that's something about this type of machine where you find something that really works for a particular coffee, we'll see that perfect shot, it's going to be repeatable. Where like on other machines, it's really difficult to do that.
Sure.
Really difficult to do that.
If you want to try and mimic it on a machine like this, you just use your shot timer to make your changes.
So let's take a look. Let's take a look at some of the flow control machines that are available. I think we have that page queued up. So if we go through here, go on down. So you get a lot more information about flow control right here. There's the Mina, of course. And then some of the machines here that are available with the flow control, so you can explore the whole collection of flow control machines. So there's the range right now, the 700, the Synchronica. Oh, even we have it on the single boiler PID Classica. So if you're all about espresso and you don't really care all that much about milk, just maybe occasionally, Classica is an option. Really, really fine single boiler machine made by ECM. Of course, the 500 and the 600. So a lot of options there. We're really proud of that. And also, if you're taking a look, just a couple other features on the site. I think we have another question. A couple other features on the site is we do have the bundler. So if you're buying a machine, you can package it with a grinder. You can get some real size relationships. Hopefully we'll get to take a quick look at how that works. So there's a Classica PID. So you can say, oh, I want that 270 grinder with it. You can choose, some accessories or some coffees there and get some additional savings. Beyond, we do the 2% in latte rewards on any purchase pretty much. So, you purchase a machine like this, you're going to get some reward points that you can use for other accessories, that kind of thing. And also something that's really cool at wholelattelove.com is our 3D and AR. And hopefully we can take a quick look at that. But a lot of the machines that we have, you can see in full 3D, so you can spin the machine around, get a close-up look. That happens to be a super automatic. We're adding new products all the time. And then if you've got a compatible smartphone or tablet, you can use augmented reality to put it right on your countertop and get a close-up look. And so you can see it in real size on your countertop and see what a product looks like. We're really, really proud of that. Anything else? Amanda, do we have another question?
Yes, we
Okay.
did. This is about the Mina. We've got Yariv asking, on the Mina, did you find a difference between the standard group head and the 58 millimeter?
And I know you've worked a little bit with that.
That's a Todd question.
That's a really good question. You know, I haven't done a one-to-one comparison. I apologize for that. I mean to do it, and I mean to do it, but I haven't done that yet. You know, I've talked a lot with the people at Dalla Corte about that, and they definitely like the 54 better. But at some point, I will be doing a test, and I'll let you know what I think. But right now, I'm going with what they say because they have both available. They made the 58 because people in the United States wanted it. They said, we want that. Yeah, actually, other parts of the country, too, or the world, because that's what they're used to. But it doesn't mean it's better.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to change the ways. You know, you've been told something for so long, and then you're saying, well, give this a try. You know,
Well, they told you that for so long, and they tell you why.
Yeah.
And so, but
It's
we'll
like
be doing
tamping
some
at 30 pounds, right? It's kind of I don't know.
Yeah, 20 years ago when I got in the business, that was the thing.
Yeah,
you
if
know?
you didn't, you were in trouble. And now I use a leveler. I barely, you know, once it's compressed in my head, it's compressed, and maybe a little finer grind or something. But and I'll say one more question, but we're getting on time.
Yep, this will be the last one. We've got Sean asking, which type of machine would you say has the biggest effect on taste? Flow control or pressure profiling?
So
Biggest effect on what?
taste.
On taste.
So here's the thing. So flow and pressure at some point, right? They're very much related.
Yeah.
But when you're using flow control internally, the machine is always operating at full pressure until it gets to the group, right?
Yeah.
And then you're opening and you're allowing a certain amount of flow through. So you can extract espresso based on that flow, like we kind of demonstrated here. But you also have the pressure gauge here. So if you wanted to pressure profile, you can be watching the pressure gauge and do it that way. So really,
Well,
you kind of get another level. But
I like the flow better because
Yeah.
it's consistent and you're not chasing the pressure around.
yeah,
Because you go, 10 seconds at this, 10 seconds at this, and it's going to be consistent every time. That's why I'm liking the flow.
okay. All right, we love the questions. And, we've got to go here and set up for our next top of the hour.
I got one thing I got to bring up.
Okay.
Okay.
You gonna say something smart?
I don't know if it's going to be smart, but I want to show you this. This is the coolest. Let's move some of the stuff over.
Okay. Oh, that's right.
Can you see that okay? Okay, this is what they call Venice wood. If you can get all different kind of panels with your Mina, this Venice was built on pilings driven into the ground in the swamps, and they built all their cathedrals and everything else. So this is actually, when they pull them up, this is actually Venice wood. You can get real Venice wood with this machine, and it's absolutely beautiful. And I just want to share that with you guys.
And I don't know if you've heard the news lately, but boy, Venice has been getting flooded and flooded. So that might be harder to come by down the road. Who knows?
Yeah.
But so we're gonna get set up. Before we go, I just want to go over some of the things that we offer to customers. So if we can take a look at that, we've got free shipping on any purchase over $50. We've been doing this for 20 years. I mentioned the Latte rewards earlier. We do have financing available right on the website. So if you need to finance a machine, you can do that. On some of our products, we go right up to a 3-year parts and labor warranty. That's mostly on the higher end prosumer level machines, but that's the best in the business. In the bundler there, you're going to find packages that are curated by coffee experts. And of course, we've got expert customer service. If you got a question, you can give them a call right now at 585-924-7170. These people are professional baristas. They've worked with all these machines. And we have that 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot for the website. Something we work really hard to maintain and do the best that we absolutely can. So, any parting comments on Flow?
No.
All right.
I think we covered it.
So again, if you have any questions, we'll still respond to this video down the road, and we'll answer those questions for you, or call one of our coffee experts and they can help take you through it. So until we're up, we'll do a little quick change here, and we're going to join you again. Are we coming up on noon?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, here's the schedule. So yeah, we're gonna talk some more about that bundler and some of the exclusive discounts and things you can get at Whole Latte Love, how to use that. And then we got throughout the afternoon, and these are Eastern Standard Times here. And again, only while we're live, but the videos will be available after that. So
Sure, I like the one at 3 when Tony from Fuego's coming in.
oh, that's right. He's going to use the E37 here, right?
Yes, he uses it as cafe. He had Melkonix, but he loves the E37. So he'll be showing that.
All right. Well, listen, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Todd, thank you. Taking us through the flow control. I'm Mark, and we'll see you back here real soon, maybe in 10, 15, 20 minutes or so, for more of the best on coffee from Whole Latte Love.